so many minutes.
And here we are. I'm not
And
by myself this week.
I couldn't allow you to have 2 weeks in a row by yourself, Ghost.
I
I'm
would
so
have done
happy to
it.
be here.
You know,
I feel
actually,
like I
last
haven't been
week,
here in a year.
last week I wasn't entirely by myself. I don't know if you
Oh,
happen to go back and check out what I
uh-uh.
did, but hold on. I had a friend with me.
Oh God, I'm kind of worried now. Wow. Wow, you have a ghost. That's awesome.
I
I
have
can't lie. That's
I
awesome.
have named him LBT.
LBT.
Do you know what that stands for?
LBT. Lingering.
Nope.
No.
Hey everybody, welcome to
Little
Live
Boo
on Two
Thing.
Wheels, season 4, episode
Wow.
18.
Goodness gracious.
This is what happens when you leave me alone.
I left you for one episode, and you now have a plushy guest ghost called LPT. I want to go away for like 2 months,
No,
and
man.
I just want to see what happens. I want to be a person watching. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm
No, my
sad here
introvert
now.
self was like, how can I get this to even be remotely an hour? And I think it
Okay,
did
so here's the
okay.
question. So here's I would always this is why, like, inside my brain from years and years ago when I actually started this show, uh it was only an hour, and I mean, like, I've literally made a career of talking to myself. But for
You
some
have?
reason, doing it for an hour straight and being entertaining for that long consistently gave me so much anxiety. So
But
before every show, I would just be like, what's gonna happen? And you start worrying about, like, well, I don't want to make people bored, and what if you see the views dip, and just fucking you get all in your head and shit.
yeah.
Um, it's
But you
crazy.
know what? We've been having a good time. So
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna have
mean
it again.
that's what
Yeah.
it would always be like, you go live and then you just start hanging out, you know what I mean? So it would always get better like the moment I actually went live, but I can remember so vividly, especially on episodes where I was like, there's a lot going on that week and you didn't really have time to really invest the time to do the research.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, I'm going to get called out on this episode. Somebody's going to be like, this is fucking boring. Click. And I'm going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to take it so seriously.
Man, it's almost like you needed somebody to like come in and pull some info and help produce it.
Things evolve for a reason.
They do.
is the learning of all of this.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's been busy this summer too, though.
Oh my
Well,
God.
my real job, because we don't have enough members on Live on Two Wheels yet.
That's right. Oh, I forgot.
Like,
So guys, hold on. So
okay.
typically we're in here like 10 minutes ahead of time, and we get to like just chit chat while we figure problems out. We didn't get to do that today, so we're gonna have to do our chit chat now.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I had as I messaged Chase, I was like, some knucklehead scheduled a Zoom meeting at 4 o'clock until 4:30, and I was like, nope, I'm leaving a couple minutes early. So
You don't have like an AI ghost to put into your like actual work like Zoom meetings?
oh, so with
Wait, do you
OBS,
have a story about this? Hold on, what?
no, but I'm formulating something because of what you just said. You can use OBS as a virtual webcam,
Uh-huh.
and if you had different scenes set up with like your pre-recorded responses, you could have some hotkeys that you could trigger that scene to play an appropriate response. So when somebody was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" blah blah blah, and you just hit a key and it's like, we're going to table that discussion for now.
So the only thing you need now would be like an open AI thing that is actively listening and transcribing the meeting, and when it hears anything you're requested from, it automatically decides which of your pre-recorded video clips to play.
And if it
We're
doesn't
gonna
have
work on this.
if it doesn't have a good response, you can have one that's like where you like freeze and cut out.
Oh yeah, or you have a
Yep.
catch-all of like, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to get back to you,
Yeah.
or something like that.
But you always have to
We're
come
gonna.
back to like to the same resting place so that
I was about to say,
there's
how do
not a
you
cut.
the transition is gonna be the hard part because they'll see you like cut to the you,
This is some
and
good
if you don't
helpful
have the right
advice for all the
face on.
professionals out there. Man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're giving insider scoops on how to dupe your work and not have
Maybe
to go
there
to
will be a
meetings.
little bit more advice later on for career advancement. What?
Ah, dude,
I don't
I
know.
talk to myself for a living. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to help people.
This is it. Oh. So anyway, we're here today, and this topic came up because was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Pat actually went up to um, what's the place?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Mm, yeah,
CFMOTO
Minnesota.
invited up what like a lot of their dealers and
Yeah,
media
from what I
people.
could tell, I haven't looked through all the footage yet. I mean, it's been crazy, but yeah. So CFMOTO gave us an invite to kind of do for us. It was kind of like a press launch. They fly us out. They give us access to some of their bikes, and they get to ride them around, see the bikes. But as far as what it was, from what I can tell, it was a dealer show. So all the CFMOTO dealers or um, future dealers came out, and they just basically got to show off all the brand new bikes for that are coming up. So
Mhm.
we do have a video on it coming out, and of course, Pat is currently riding from Portland, Oregon to Los Angeles, California on a Moto Guzzi. And ironically, he is the only guy of us three that has ridden any of these new bikes. So this should be interesting. We will be able to cross reference this in a later episode with Pat to see if our mental thoughts are correct, I guess.
Yeah. So the bike we want to chat about today is the 675 SS, which was I think it was rumored about a year ago, and
Yeah,
we
that's
didn't
when you
know if it
started
was.
seeing some images of like, oh, hold on. But like,
Yeah,
everybody's like the 450, oh, that thing's really cool. But then, I think the 450 was out for like 2 months. And then it was like, oh yeah, here's this other image. It's like, hold the fuck on now.
yeah, but we
Like,
didn't know if
what
we
is
were
that
going to
thing?
get it here in the U.S. or not.
Yeah,
But
because there's a lot of models we don't get because we're bastards.
yeah, did you know they have like a 1250 touring bike in other countries?
I did not, but I did know that they have like a 450 SRS with like a single-sided swing arm and all this and low-mounted
Mm.
exhaust. Like, if you think CF Moto makes cool bikes here, boy, we get the boiled down stuff. Like they have some legit stuff over wherever else.
Man, we just need more people buying bikes here, so they'll keep bringing them here.
Dude, we're trying. That's the
Um,
whole goal of the channel is get more people
that's
riding.
right. Hop
Like
on, go
literally.
get your license. MSF course, go do it now. Buy a
Right.
Ruckus. It's a great gateway vehicle.
Or apparently a Navi. I find that I went to that Honda E-Clutch event.
Yeah,
I found out that the Honda Navi is one of the highest selling bikes that Honda makes.
really.
It is only behind the Grom.
Like here in the US or just worldwide or what? Or
Didn't get clarification on that, but
okay.
I was shocked by that. I don't know if you are.
I mean that the Navi, Navi, not Navi.
Hmm.
That bike, it's what $1,900 or 2,000 maybe now
Yeah,
with
price point is super low,
100
and
cc, I think.
something like that. Yeah, it's real small,
Wow.
but I was just surprised to hear that the sales were that high because, like, for me, if it doesn't matter the rider, if anybody asked me Navi or Grom, it's automatically Grom every time. So to
Mhm.
hear that the Navi was purchased that much, I was like, really? Okay.
Shows what you know about motorcycles.
Exactly. Amen, brother.
You have no experience.
If you wanna know how bad my opinion is, go watch what's that thing called? the hyper motard 698 mono. Boy, we put that first ride out last Friday. I went to people went to town on me in the comments. It was a roast show.
I
And
mean,
dude, people ride or die for that bike, and I think it's fascinating. I love it. Not the bike, but like just the fact that people can. I love that there can be a bike that people are just so ride or die for, and then I can get on it, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. You
yeah.
know what I mean? I find it fascinaning.
I was kind of the same way. Last year, I did some BMW demos, and I
Mhm.
rode the 1250 RT. So it's their touring
Okay.
boxer, and I was like, this bike is meh. And then, of course, all the guys go, "Oh, this is an incredible bike. It's so much better." And I'm like, "It's good for you, buddy." But
Yeah, I find it super interesting that they have the touring model and the GS because like to me the GS kind of solves that, but like
mhm.
I don't
Eh,
know. I mean, I'm
I,
sure whatever.
the RT's more plush though. So I
Oh,
mean,
how the
it,
hell do
it
you get more plush than a GS?
I mean, it is, but I
Take
mean,
your word for it.
it
I'll have
was
to
it
watch
was a
the review.
comfortable ride, but I just didn't like the vibe of it. But anyway,
Yeah, no, I get that.
that's not what we're here for. So,
We're here for motorcycles in general. It don't have to be a specific thing.
for motorcycles. So we're going to see. We're going to get into it a little bit. The new 675 SS. It has pricing. I think it's a 2025 model year.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if it's hit any dealer floors yet, but they do have it officially on the CFMOTO USA website,
Bro,
which we'll take a
they
look at.
their website, it literally changed the morning that the show opened. Like the day the door unlocked for the show to open, their website changed. They had
Oh,
that shit.
really? That's
Absolutely,
cool.
because Pat, he was there and he FaceTimed me, and this is like right when he got there, and because like we had the whole conversation of if you're going to go to this show and we're going to treat it like a press launch, then we're very aware that our audience is going to be most interested in the 675. Like, so, the majority of the video, he needs to be focused on that bike. So I was like, when you get there, go ahead and get all your footage of the 675 because that's the most important stuff. And he got there and he was FaceTiming me. And this is like in the morning in Minnesota time and, here. And I was like, oh, let me check the website and see if it's updated. Sure enough, and it wasn't there the night before. So it was
Y-
timed.
You
It's
know,
impressive.
that's one of those things where that's a small detail, but the fact that they did that, coordinating that change
Got
with
all the I's
the
dotted
announce,
and the T's crossed.
I
Absolutely,
mean,
yeah.
that tells you that they have people paying attention, which is really really good.
Well,
So
dude, that's in general. If you look at the bikes they're coming out with, and like, I don't know if you get this vibe, but like, CFMOTO is a huge company, right? Like, they
yeah,
seem new here, but like globally, they're not a new company. But
right.
they almost feel in the US like they're a small manufacturer that can make quick iterations and does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, and
Like it feels like that. Or here's an example why. I remember when I did the first ride of the Papio SS, right? Cool little bike, people loved it. And then God. And then the first thing everybody said was give me a bigger version and I'm all over it. Literally 3 months later, they come out with the Vroom thing, which is
Voom.
literally a bigger Papio SS.
Hmm.
And I'm like, did y'all just I don't know. I mean, obviously that thing had to be in planning for a while, but
Yeah,
like it comes across like they put something out, they knew what the response is going to be, and they already started answering the problem that was going to come up whenever that came out. So, I feel like I mean, obviously they're very strategic about how they're doing things,
hmm,
but I just think they're like hitting home run after home run after home run. It's hilarious to watch.
yeah. I mean, I totally agree that they're being very, I guess, responsive is a good word for it. But I also kind of have the other side of that is I'm fearful that they're reacting too quickly, that
Mm.
it may cause some inconsistencies because in the 22 model year, they had the 650 NK, they had that 650 Adventura, which
Yeah,
I think now they promote it as like the 650 MT around the world. But I,
right,
you kind of see a model that was there for a year and now it's not. I mean, it was replaced like with the 800 NK and now
right.
the Ibex and things like that, which is fine. But what if you're one of those that like, oh, I'm gonna buy this 650 NK and then they're not making them anymore. Am I going to have any support for it and parts?
That
And
is that is a really interesting point. Yeah, I haven't thought
yeah,
about that, but yeah, that would suck if you like, bought a bike and then they are in this early, you know, iteration phase
hmm
of their model lineup. Yeah, that would be interesting. That
yeah.
would yeah.
There's going to be a lot of change early on when you're hitting a new market, and they
Mhm.
really don't have as many bikes as the other companies, as many different models yet.
Right.
But I think once they get more established and kind of settle into the market of what is selling where, which is why some bikes are in some countries and some aren't, then I think you'll see them more consistently. But it was just like that first year or two, I was like, I can see they're just adjusting, but hopefully it's
Yeah,
not a
and, one thing
yeah.
I noticed, I'm gonna double check this before I say some dumb shit, but,
Oh, that's
I'm
going to happen
pretty
anyway.
sure this is fair. I'm pretty sure that they nixed the 700 CLX as well. Yeah, all the
Yeah,
CLXs are gone too.
because now they
Um,
have this, what is it, the CLC, which is the cruiser.
the CLC, which is their cruiser using the 450. I do have, even though everything you said is accurate, I do have a little more confidence in both the CLC and the 450 Ibex, as well as the 450 NK and the 450 SS, because one, that 450 engine is doing really well. It's a phenomenal engine, just
hmm
bar none. But with having an engine that's that popular, they're not gonna nix the Ibex 450 if it doesn't get a ton of sales. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so when I see like they put the same engine in 4 models, that, as a consumer could give you a little bit of like of a hint of like, okay, cool, that's probably gonna be around to stay because they wouldn't have invested the amount of time and research into adapting it in 4 ways, if
yeah,
they're going to nix it. Now, if they only got one model with a certain engine, then I would be a little worried. But you got the
yeah.
800 NK and you got the 800 Ibex. They just announced the new Ibex, so that's not going anywhere. Um,
That's a good
wait,
point.
they literally only have 3 engines. They have the 125 or the 126 for the Papios. They have the 450, and then they have the 800.
Do they still
And
have
then
the
now,
300,
oh, they do have the 300. That's right.
300
So they
NK,
have
and
like
300 SS?
five engines then because they now
Yeah.
have the 675 SS.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
5 engines though. That's
it
not
does sound like they've really committed, especially to the 450 engine and the 800 engine. And they're building models out, and they're putting that foundation down for models going forward, which is good.
I just looked at the price of the 675.
Don't don't. We're going to get to it. Hey, you know what it's
Okay,
time
I'm off.
for?
Oh god. Dude, I've forgotten.
You
Just
forgot how this thing works. All right, we're going to take a
I've
look at some
forgotten the
moto
flow.
photos.
A moto photo. Yes,
Moto
absolutely. Let's
photos.
go.
Let's check it out. If
Let's
you've
pick
got
out photos of your motos, ladies and gentlemen.
how about that one?
Hold on, let me watch. I need to click on
Oh,
the
you
watch
gotta.
stream thing. Oh, old CBR with the tail exhaust.
The
Yes.
600.
Oh, that's fantastic. That was a really good look for the CBR.
Yeah.
I don't think they look bad now, but you know how some models like they have a peak of like design for the bike. I think
hmm
that was one of the peaks for the CBRs. I
hmm
love those.
Yeah,
I'm a
I
sucker
like.
for undertail exhaust though. So
Yeah, man, and that backdrop. That's
yeah, just
that's
casual. Literally looking like a Windows background.
y'all remember the backdrop also counts for the moto photo. It's the setting that gets it too. So that was from user Summit on Discord,
Summit, nice
and
bike,
then
man.
JD. That's a
Look
little
at the lead.
artistic grab.
Look at using the stairs as leading lines to the bike that's in the lower third. Let's all get a clap for this. Oh my goodness. Using photography as it's supposed to be used. We appreciate that. It's actually legit.
Hey, control all owned. He said, "Hey, made it. Welcome."
What up, fam?
Anyway, yeah, that's a good one. I guess you could stare at that photo for a while.
Oh my God.
Man,
Wow.
just getting warmed up,
Wow.
buddy. All right, end user Spunky.
Oh, what have
With
you? Monkey with the, what is that, a 400?
that's the new 500.
New 500. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
This
in
is
the Kawasaki racing team.
that Kawasaki screams Florida. So I feel like that's a good spot. Just, just vibrant colors. It gives look at me. I feel Florida when I see this.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
I would agree with that. Very much so. Oh, last show, I gave an assignment because we had talked about having like a little bumper for Moto Photo, kind of like we do with Quick Shifter and Tip of the Week. And I was like, oh, Drat, I don't have it. And our buddy Andy Uguni,
Of course.
put together a little bit of a prototype of that. So
I'm terrified.
I can't play it right now, but I'm just saying he may
Okay.
be working on a final product that we're going to be using in future
I am
episodes.
excited to see what lies ahead.
I thought about doing another little sound clip and just doing something like,
Look at this photograph.
I will always support the use of Nickelback, even though I had a thing. I had a thing recently where I was like, you know what? Or no, me and Heather, like, we heard a song that we used to listen to when we were like kids because we've been dating for literally ever. And I was like, man, old songs slap so hard. And I was like, I wonder, like, what's the most joke of a song? And then you like Nickelback's like high up there if you're our age. So I was like, I'm gonna go ride around and listen to some Nickelback. And let me tell you, my guy, it does not do well. Like, I was so excited for it, and I thought it was gonna hit. And I started writing. I did not get through the first song before I literally pulled off the road and changed the entire track on Spotify. It
Yeah.
was that bad. I was like, I will not deal with this. So yeah, note to self: don't do that.
oh, absolutely. Anyway, that's Moto Photo. So thank you for sharing your photographs.
Yes.
Also, it's a nice hat you got there, Chase.
Oh, what? This hat? This Cardo Systems hat?
You know, they've got a new unit out that I see you have acquired, and I have actually also acquired.
I don't have it on me. Oh, are you referring to the Pack Talk Pro that now has all the capabilities of the Pack Talk Edge, but has now crash detection and, wait for it, it turns off when it notices you're not moving to save your own battery. Wow, what a unit. I'm being sarcastic, but that thing is absolutely fantastic.
I imagine you've
And,
already gotten great benefit about the auto off feature.
You have no idea, Ghost. The amount of times that my phone would just be connected to it because I never turn it off, because by the time I get home, I've been recording, I'm tired, the helmet comes off, I pop my action camera off, start dumping my footage. Hours later, when I'm done dumping my footage, I'm like, the last thing I thought about was to turn the Cardo off. And now it does it itself.
That is so amazing, saving battery power so you don't go the next day with a dead Cardo unit.
Oh, that's terrible too, even though they have fast charging. But still, that is a terrible feeling when you pick up your Cardo, you turn it on, and it gives you the whole like battery 10%. And you're like, no. I have to ride and listen to nothing. I refuse.
So everyone, if you don't yet have a Cardo Systems unit, just go get one.
Yeah, no, it's
Choose
100%
your
worth
promo
it.
code.
Yes, choose your promo code wisely.
Do you fund the ruckus more? Or
Yes, exactly. Who do
do
you
you think,
want to fund today?
man, I'm gonna have to like clip this and send it to Taylor. You think he'll use it? Probably not.
Maybe. There's
Probably not.
actually a chance. With Taylor, there's actually a chance.
There might be. And SmortCon, which is next
SmortCon.
week.
Oh shit! I did not realize SmortCon was that soon. Oh
Next
my
week,
goodness!
next Tuesday, we're going to be going
Are
up.
you
to,
so excited?
It's going to be fun. I mean, you kind of get excited about it because like, oh, moto trip, but it's just also good. Just some of the usual suspects hanging out, riding, going to Maggie Valley, North Carolina. So you've
That's
got
awesome.
everything up there: Cherahalla, the Dragon, Foothills Parkway.
It's one of
Blue
the few
Ridge Parkway.
places in the country where you can literally go any road you want, and it's fine.
Every road is great. So we're going to go to the Wheels Through Time Museum that's up there in Maggie Valley. So
Oh, that's cool.
I've driven by there like a million times when I've gone to see family, but just have never stopped there. So going to go check that out.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then, we don't know if we're going to get into anything too crazy after that. We might go to Bucky's because it's a thing. Goonie has suggested a game we could play where I go hide somewhere in the mountains and then teams of two come look for me, and it's an episode of Ghost Hunters. So that could be
also the most boring it could possibly be for you.
I mean, maybe. Although if I find a good spot,
because you would just be sitting there for forever.
I'll just go to a movie theater.
Just take your little ghost and zip tie him to your bike, and you just go in the theater and watch something, and then let them find you.
That's a good point. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's next Tuesday through Friday. So I guess we won't have an episode unless.
Are we gonna have like a highlights from SmortCon the following week?
We might. Depends on what I can pull together. We'll go through all those tunnels in the Blue Ridge Parkway and yell tunnel,
and that's it. It's just
it's just
tunnel compilation. I wanted to say tunnel compilation, but yeah, it just didn't come out.
We were actually having some discussions about in our SmortCon thread about an activity we would do like next week, have like a movie night and watch that with that new motorcycle movie that's out on Amazon Prime.
I was supposed to go to the premiere thing of that, and just timing didn't work out. But yeah, I haven't watched it. Have you?
I have not. I've heard it's. Anyway, so I suggested.
Yeah, you've said everything you need to say.
So, do you remember Mystery Science Theater, where they would like watch like an old school like sci-fi or whatever movie, and it had these characters like sitting in the front row of a theater, and they would just kind of like talk during the movie, make fun of it, and whatever.
No, I don't think so.
So I suggested we do like Mystery Smort Theater, and we actually set up like streaming us watching it and reacting it.
That would be interesting, actually. Motorcyclists watching a motorcycle movie, probably.
You want to join a watch party, and we'll stream that for the episode next week.
That would be awesome. Do that.
I'll let you know. So
I don't know about how the technical details of that work, but it sounds chaotic.
It does sound chaotic. So, but yeah, SmortCon next week. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time. Just hanging out with good people, riding bikes, building community. That's what it's all about, man.
Absolutely.
So, let's see what. Quick shifter. Let's do the thing. Where's my scene? That's it. Welcome to the quick shifter.
I like your soundboard's back here. You don't even look at it now. You're just like, soundboard.
Well, I've got my streaming to the right of me, and then my soundboard's actually to the left of me. It's a complex setup.
I have to sit like this so that I don't activate the hands.
Activate the hands. All right. First up, watch out ZX4RR. Honda has filed for the trademark of CBR 400R, which will be an inline 4. How about that?
Honda used to be the kind of boring, you can always rely on it though. I think they're kind of changing their name up now. Like
Yeah.
it's been very interesting to watch the stuff they've been doing. I'm excited. A
I
400 CBR would be awesome.
Yeah, so they're going to compete directly with that ZX 4R or RR. Is it
And I
RR?
bet so like Honda's going to be the people that make a good bike that you can afford, because let's all be honest, nobody can afford that Kawasaki thing.
No, it's a status bike.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. I mean, but that's kind of Kawasaki's thing though.
yeah. Pierre, I believe it's Pierre Mobility, the ownership group of KTM, Husqvarna, Gas, and recently MV Agusta. Apparently, they've hit some hard economic times. I mean, it's going around, and they've
Ooh.
been making cuts, cutting employees, limiting production output, and possibly discussing dropping one of the brands or two.
Oh shit.
So, I mean, if they don't right the ship, it could be that Husqvarna could be a thing of the past or something.
Yeah, because like
Uh,
KTM's not going to go anywhere, obviously. But
And EMV
I
has just
mean,
too much history, I would
yeah,
think.
I don't think it would be MV because like there's yeah, I wouldn't do that because like Husqvarna, everybody looks at that as rebranded KTM already.
Yeah,
So if you're gonna drop something that basically has the least value, I'm not saying the bikes aren't good. I'm just like as a
right.
branding perspective. Huh. And I don't know anything about gas, so I can't really I don't know.
They
Huh.
were actually a company, I think, sidebar like we do, that was started in Spain. And the
Uh-huh.
reason the name it's Gas is because like in translation, it meant like giving it the gas, like accelerating or something. And when it
Oh, gotcha.
translated back a few times, it came out as gas. So,
Huh.
but
So the branding's not strong there either. Okay,
I don't know.
got
I
it.
don't know. It's something. Anyway, moving along.
That's
Um,
fascinating though.
Cardo Systems and Insta360 have entered a partnership, I guess more officially, to enable their products to work more seamlessly together going forward. So owners of the Insta360 X4 and Ace Pro can already Bluetooth connect with their Cardo headset easily
Yep.
for recording. There's tutorials out there on how you can actually pair it up and record the whole group
Yep.
as well. So I mean, it seemed like it was already working, but I guess this is kind of just more of a like, hey, we're actually going to continue to work together and make things even
Dude.
easier with firmware
So
and stuff.
so with this, you have Insta360 being the camera, you have
Yep.
Cardo being the audio slash comms, and soon the new Ruroc EOS is going to have instead of, or they'll have their shockwave unit that kind of clips into the side, but they're going
Yeah.
to have a Cardo click into the side unit. So hypothetically, you would have a situation where you and Ruroc already has their front like camera mount. If you got the EOS, you got the Cardo unit in the side, and you got an Insta360 Ace Pro in the front, you would have a legitimate, like, full wireless setup because the EOS already comes pre-wired. So the mic
Mm-hmm.
literally just plugs into a port in the front, and then the audio cables plug into little ports like right here, right behind your ears. So you don't have to run cables all through the helmet. That would be
Interesting.
like if they did like a triple company thing, that would be pretty devastating to try to get over that. If you could get good video quality, good audio quality, still get to listen to your music, and it was easy to set up on a helmet, how do you argue with that if you want a moto vlog like
Mm-hmm.
efficiently? You know, it's fully wireless and all that kind of stuff. That's Shee. This isn't a thing. I don't know anything. I'm not like this isn't me like teasing something that I know. I'm just connecting the dots of bullshit I have to deal with every day.
Right.
And like my
You're like, make my
newest
life easier.
no, exactly. It's entirely selfish. But the setup that I have is close to that.
Mm-hmm.
I have my Action 4 up front, and then it's wirelessly connected to a DJI mic inside, and then my Cardo just, does Cardo stuff. But if I didn't have to worry about any of that, like that'd be pretty sick. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Especially if the Shockwave Cardo could do the Pro Edge stuff where it's like you pick it up and it automatically turns on, dude, that would be.
So I had a thought, like, with because I have, this 509 helmet, which has the integrated Cardo and whatever. It'll be interesting to see if that gets firmware updated. But like, I guess to your idea, I don't know if this is what you mean, but like the helmet would have like that air mount slot, so an Edge or a Pro could just click right in, and so
yeah.
And if you had some other inferior unit, you could just put like a little plastic cover over it. So.
Well, that's the thing about the EOS little mount. Like, so the way that it works is this piece breaks off and not breaks off, but detaches.
Right.
And I think that's where the battery goes. So you put the battery there, and then this side pops out, and you plug in the actual like brain of the unit. But it's not like the little magnetized Edge thing. It's its own thing. It's just got Cardo internals. So I don't know. Like you couldn't take that off and use it anywhere else. It would literally be for that helmet, which is one of the downsides. But I mean, like, if you're gonna buy a helmet, I would rather buy a helmet and buy that type of audio unit instead of having to stick the Cardo on the side. So, like, I think they told me they're not available till like the end of the year, which is why I'm just using the regular Cardo. Because I have to have a Cardo on my helmet to do first rides with, because we do comms with Cardo with a camera car. So that's why I still have the Cardo on my helmet that I do. But trust, the second that I get that EOS thing, yanking all that shit out and using the new thing.
I'm sure you'll have a video to show us all that stuff too.
Who knows? The end of the year is going to be absolutely nutty. So we will
Yeah,
see.
you got some other things going on.
I've got a few other things in the works right now. Yeah. Two major ones.
Something's cooking in the kitchen.
Something's cooking in the kitchen, and something's cooking on the work front. You know about this? Yeah, you're in the crew of people that know.
The thing.
Dude, tomorrow I finally finished the second one, and I'm gonna be filming it like tomorrow. That's why my setup's weird today, because I had to put a teleprompter on this camera, because like it is so huge. It's fucking massive, but it's gonna probably take me legitimately the whole day to do it. But
that's what she said.
I can't. Well, fair. I can't wait. Like this, you guys don't care about this, but for Ghost, the conversations we've had about like running a channel and stuff, it's got literally. I brain dumped just everything. So everything I know is about to go into it. It's gonna be so great. I'm excited. As you can tell, I'm amped up.
Nice.
Anyway, has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No, it never does. I mean, we're 40 minutes in, and now we're going to get to the main event.
These people get it. They know.
They know what's up. What's up, peeps? All right. So the 675 SS. So
yes,
has that classic SS design. I've got the website here. I'm gonna
pause 1 second. I won't.
Oh, he's going away.
How well Apple does this? Okay.
Mic check.
Okay. Sorry, headphones died.
Is that working for you? So I figure we could just
look at bike. Oh my god.
What is happening?
Wait, now you're coming out of my computer. Oh no.
I come out of everywhere.
You're a ghost.
Oh,
okay, it's fixed now.
Oh, Chase William, member for 18 months, confirmed Ghost feeds Chase the script via teleprompter.
That would be such a bad deal for Ghost, because I can't talk for shit. that would be so bad. I wish. My life would be so much easier if I just read a teleprompter.
I mean, it could be. Actually, let me go and look.
Imagine scripting out an 1.5 hour long episode? Oh my god. It'd be so terrible.
So I want to start here. I had made a community post a couple days ago, just saying this is what we talked about. See if we got any questions or comments.
Oh yeah.
The members are the members are rolling in, boy.
Control Alt Own member for 17 months. Technical difficulties on two wheels. Well,
What? How did the thumbs up thing pop up? Oh my god! I
don't
didn't do anything.
Chase is over there messing with his. I don't know.
I'm not trying to.
All right, let's see if we got any good comments here from the community post. Control Alt Own. Seriously, consider getting one of these next year. Okay, I think he's currently on a Ninja 650, right?
Oh wow, yeah. So that's a
So-
great transition. Then the power is going to be so much different, though. I would imagine.
All right. Next giveaway bike.
We already have the next season's giveaway bike, but the one
Don't you have
following
the next couple seasons?
Do I? I don't know anymore, Ghost.
I think I know what the next one is.
I definitely know what the next one is. Okay, so Control Owns currently has a 2019 Ninja 650. So yeah, you're gonna go from like a punchy twin, I think is what that thing has in it, to a triple. That you're gonna be able to wind it out more. It's gonna still have some low end, but it's gonna actually give you top end. Oh, that would be such an exciting bike to jump to. If he likes riding sporty and stuff.
All right. Oh gosh. Let's see what we got here. Frank Torrey, I kind of expect it to be the triple that Triumph should have gave us instead of the Trident 660 disguised as a Daytona.
I mean, a little. I get it. I get where he's coming from. But I mean, the Daytona 660 is such a better bike for the vast majority of people. I know it's not the flashy, fast like Daytona 675, but I mean, like nobody could handle that bike anyway. You know what I mean? People can actually use the 660 Daytona. I do get the naming. You know, like Triumph had a hard call. Like their sport bike is called a Daytona, so it's hard. It's a hard move for them, but you know, it'll be interesting.
Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, Goonie said you're supposed to read his.
I can't read the text on that screen. Is this something? Oh, there you go. Is this something I should consider, and also English or Spanish? English? I think. Am I missing something? English or Spanish? Esponzion?
He's probably wanting to clip you for something.
Okay. I got bait and clipped. Yeah, I mean, like if Andy likes doing, like anybody that likes sporty riding, the 675 is going to be like it should be. I can't say for sure. I have not ridden this thing, so everything I'm saying is hypothetical, but it looks pretty sick.
Small Bore said, "Look good, feel good." Hashtags are for show, because I'd put something about hashtags.
Oh,
do hashtags really work? So
gotcha.
Anyway, and Charles M, it looks more like a Daytona than the Daytona. So
no, the white 660 Daytona does look like a Daytona, kind of. Anyway.
Yeah, so let's just deep dive in on this. Scroll through what they got here on.
Dude,
on the
yeah,
website.
I'm interested. I have not done, like, Pat gave me a rundown, but a lot of stuff was going on. I was not listening. $8,000? Are you joking? With a 2-year factory warranty. What is happening? I mean,
that's bold. Oh, look at that.
Bro, $8,000. Are you kidding me? For what should be a like legitimate super sport with a triple engine and the looks. We know CFMOTO is going to have a nice dash. Like, what is life right now?
Yeah, Control Alt Own said It looks pretty committed to in the riding position. Yeah, it does seem pretty aggressive.
I mean, look, it's going to be a super sport. It's 100% got to be. Like, there's
Yeah,
no
it's a track
shot for
bike.
this thing. Yeah, no, I mean that's what I mean by super sport. Like, it's
Oh, yeah,
going
yeah.
to be a aggressive body position. The rear sets are high up. You're going to have I would guess the seat's going to be uncomfortable, but you're going to be in that riding position. That's a super sport. It's, it'll be fantastic on the track, hypothetically. It has brake ducts on the front, or brake cooling ducts in the front.
Yeah, look
It
at that.
looks sick. I do
Alright.
love the styling though. I love that they have committed to, okay, our SSs are going to have this type of vibe, and they go down it. Also, those side fairings, if you get a front profile shot, the side fairings go around, and then there's like an opening in between that act as a winglet. So instead of the winglets on the 450 that go out and curve down, kind of,
Right.
these are just out and in, and they look like, from that shot, they just look like the fairing, but
Right.
that's actually a winglet. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, let's see
I'm
if I
sure
got
we'll see
this.
images.
I don't know if this has sound, but this is the kind of their promo video that they put
Right.
out.
It's time to triple up. Is that a saying? Do people say that?
I think I heard in the promo it was like, while other manufacturers double down, we're tripling up. And I was like,
Double
okay.
down and triple up. Okay. I mean, cheesy, but okay.
Yeah, but you got to, because you got to. It doesn't matter if it's
Yeah, no,
cheesy,
why
but
not?
if you remember it.
No, yeah, exactly. And we're sitting here talking about it. So if they'd have said we triple down when they double down, we wouldn't have said anything. So it's still got the blinkers in the mirror that the 450 has, that I love. It's such a clean way to like put mirrors on a bike. That shot reminded me. The tail light. Not sold on that yet. So still kind of looking at that with some curiosity. Have you seen the tail light?
No.
Okay.
I haven't really gotten a. We'll go look at
this is good.
their gallery here in a minute, and maybe they have like a 360 view of it.
It's a cable throttle? No way. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's fantastic.
Which color scheme would you go with?
I don't know. Give me a better side shot. So
Let's
that's
see.
the black and white, and that's the dude, the blue wheels all day. White and blue, 100%.
Yeah, that stands out more. You can see more definition of the bike too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go find let's see what the gallery. Can I scroll through these? Okay, cool.
The black doesn't look bad. Like, that's a good shot, but I feel like the white's the way to go. Personally.
Oh, so there's where you can kind of see the fairings kind of come down. So that tail light, you're not a fan of?
Bro, it's literally just a bar stuck off the back of the bike. Just not my move. It would be interesting that what's gonna actually, what might be cool is to track prep the bike. I wonder if they've made it easy for you to just rip the whole rear part out. Because if CFMOTO does CFMOTO style stuff, then I would want the rear tail, the license plate holder. I want there to be 4 bolts on the underside, and I want there to be a quick disconnect, and I can pull the whole thing out, and I'm ready to go to do a track day. And then it's, run the wire up, 4 bolts in, plug it in, and I'm good to go. I would expect something like that out of a CFMOTO like that, because they do that kind of shit. Like, it's just really well thought out. That wouldn't surprise me, and I would love to see that if it's not a thing already. I mean, TST Industries will probably get their hands on it and make something cool. But look how that fairing kind of curves underneath the lighting. So cool. It's like the closer you look at it, the better it looks.
Yeah, I would love to go see one of these in person.
Oh, and it comes with a USB plug already, says Mystic. That's awesome. See, it's little shit like that. He's like, yeah, you don't got to go install this stuff. It's already there. And the exhaust. See, this is why I say the low exhaust. Look at the tail of the bike. Look how clean that back area looks.
Yeah, I always like those.
Just this Yes. And also, if you go down, the exhaust isn't the giant thing on the side of the bike that's going to get crushed and ruined.
Right.
I never understood not doing that on super sports.
5-inch TFT display.
Dude, the display on the 450 is fantastic. So like I'm not worried about anything above the 450 for CFMOTO bikes. It's high quality, it's good color, it's clear, it's so good.
Yep. USB-C confirmed. LED lighting, of course.
This is what we expect out of these guys because they do it.
There's the brakes. The 675SS is equipped with radial-mounted J-Juan brakes, which include large 300-millimeter rotors for unmatched stopping ability.
Yeah, I'm
Brake
fine with that.
cowls enhance airflow to the brakes, thereby improving cooling.
I think the airflow to the brakes is hilarious. I would definitely, if we can get a loaner one of these, I would love to take it to the track because a
Yeah.
675 up at AMP, bro, that's such a good engine size because like when you go to like 900 and 1,000, it's so much power for that tiny track. But the 675 might be like the most ideal bike for a track. Put me some Conti race tires on it.
I feel like these the brake cowls, I guess here is kind of like the winglets, which is it looks cool, but it's not really effective until you get to those high performance standards.
Bro, you got to be pushing hard.
Yeah,
for
and then
those
you
brakes
get a
to
little
really
bit of
need,
that.
yeah, added cooling. Like, bro, how fast
Right.
you got to be braking? You know, like not even how fast do you have to be braking, but constant use of the brakes just over and over and over again. It's literally for track day only is when you would need not even only a track day only, but it's a track day with somebody that's pushing hard. That is the only time that you would really utilize like, oh, my brakes are overheating. You know?
Right. Yeah. And here's the tail light close up that looks like
The
Cyclops
shape is
from
cool.
X-Men.
Dude, the shape is cool, but like it just it looks like a separated unit from the bike. And I would have loved to see the light just kind of like tagged in at the bottom part of the tail right there, but
Kind of
you
like
know,
right here.
yeah, exactly. But these manufacturers have to do like DOT regulation and shit. So like there's only
Yeah.
so much they can really do. Wasn't it the Gixxator that does the same thing? The light kind of sticks out, or it might have been another bike. I can't remember.
No, I
Some
think you're right. The tail of that sticks out just like nasty
Yeah, and the
far, but
light
it's
back, or the blinker and the brake light are on the back part. So
yeah.
it's
All right, here's the specifications: 3-cylinder, 4-stroke,
God.
yada yada, 95 horsepower at 11,000 RPM.
11,000. Does it say what it revs to? Jesus Christ!
I mean, it says at 11. So
Hold on, scroll up. Let's go to the dash real quick. Let's just see where it redlines. Holy shit! You're gonna be able to
at
rev.
11.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you want that power, it is you got to go to the top of the mountain, baby. That's awesome.
But it's also
Oh,
like, come
that's
on, let's
so-
go.
Dude, that thing's gonna rev like hell. I love that.
51.6 pound-feet of torque.
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I don't have a good number for torque. My brain understands horsepower now, but
Yep.
torque, I'm like, I don't really know how that's going to translate. I don't know if 51 is a lot, basically.
I mean, it's good for what it is. So
Yeah.
all right, dimensions, seat height.
32 inches, so that's going to be manageable from a lot of people.
426 pounds. Okay.
I don't think that's bad.
4-gallon tank. That's pretty good. Let's see the tires. Dooley was asking, I think, about the tire size. Do we get a 180 tire? You do.
Yeah, no.
You do. ABS, adjustable traction control. Okay.
Interesting. I wonder if you're going to be able to turn the traction control off, though. I imagine you would be on a bike that if they're putting brake ducts on the front, then they have to be able to have a mode that lets you have a track mode, which is just like, all right, cool. If you're at the track, we're turning everything off type thing.
Yeah. Tire pressure monitor, upper quick shifter. All right. Safety is our number one priority. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate that. And then of course it has its ride app as well, Ride Sync.
The ride app is cool. Like I like for the CFMOTOs I own, I've used it, and it's one of those cool apps that like it's not an app that you're gonna be on all the time, but like before I got in my wreck, like I would, if I knew I was gonna ride my Ibex the next day, I would check on my app to see what my gas like fuel rating was, or like how much gas I had in the bike. So it's like it's a cool app to have. It's not something that should be a determining factor if you buy the bike or not, or anything like
Right.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, anything now has to have an app anyway. So whether it's good or not, everything's got an app. So
If you have to have an app, I like the way CFMOTO does it, because like these companies where they're like, oh yeah, you can do your navigation like on the bike. It's like, dude, the connecting it is never fun, and it always uses their interface, which is never as good as Google Maps or Waze or Apple Maps. Like if you're
'cause
gonna
that's
do
what
an
they
app,
do.
cool. Yeah, like if you're gonna do an app, cool. Just do fun little stuff with the app. Where's my bike located? When's my warranty? Where's my mileage at? When's my next interval for maintenance? Give me shit like that. Like
Mhm.
I don't want it to be a as I'm riding using the app.
Right. I mean, for an $8,000 bike, I mean,
Yes, can we bring that around? All of this that we've talked about, and the bike is $8,000. Like, just for reference, what is a Daytona 675? Or what's an old R6? What was an R6 going for? Like, just so we have I want people to understand what those bikes were costing. And I'm not comparing these bikes. I'm just saying bikes that are in the relatively same category.
what? A 2023 Yamaha R6 race? What? Oh,
Oh, that's the non-road legal R6.
Okay, so it's just north of 12 grand for one of those.
$12,000. That is
Oh,
50% more.
Dealership
than
wants
this
$12,000 for a 2018 R6.
Uh-huh. Yes.
What is an
Yeah.
R7 price now? Is that like 9,000?
I want to say 9, yeah, something like that. It might be like the 899 type thing.
Yeah, 9,000. Just more than 9,000.
And the R7 engine is nothing similar to the 675 engine. This is a parallel twin, similar to the MT-07, similar to the Tenere 700. The 675 is a triple engine. It is not going to be the same power delivery as that. And it's $1,000 less.
The Aprilia RS 660 is $11,549
$11,000
per our researcher in the chat.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is just once again undercutting the competition. Now, it is one of those things where is it going to feel like there was some cost savings in places once you're actually on the bike?
That's a fair point. Like we recently released the 300 versus 450 CFMOTO review. The 300, you can feel there is some cost savings in that bike.
Yeah.
I do not think there is any cost savings feeling in the 450 though. And the 450 is their newer model. So if the 675 has the feeling of the 450, then bro, it's gonna get savage out here, because that bike's gonna sell so much.
Yeah, and you always got to think of like what are you getting out of the price? I think you've even said it before on another bike where it's like you're getting 80 to 90% of a bike that's over here as well, but you're also paying like 80% of the cost, which is seems completely fair. But it seems like in this case, you could still be getting 90 to even 100% of the same type of bike and still paying 80% of the cost.
No,
You're getting even
exactly.
more
Yeah.
value.
That's the case with the 450.
Yeah.
You have a bike that is not 80% of the other bikes. It's 90 to 95 and costs less in most cases.
Yeah.
Even though Kawasaki does the thing where they're 500 now, you can get it for cheaper, but it literally doesn't have fucking ABS. So it's like,
yeah, if you would have to get the Ninja 500 Special Edition. I think that would be a more accurate comparison to the 450 SS.
yeah,
But
and it's the same price now.
I think it's a $700 or $800 price above the 450 SS, which
Oh, I thought. Oh, right. The price for the base with no ABS is technically the same price as the 450 SS.
yeah, it's like
That's right.
5,300 or 5,400, and then
Yeah,
for the
exactly.
Special
Which is
Edition
literally
Kawasaki,
it's the stupidest like thing. It's like, okay, cool, we'll just make it the same price. It's like, bro, but that is not an equal bike. Like,
yeah.
no fucking shot. I don't care if you're Kawasaki. I have a name behind me, bro. That bike will not be as good as the 450.
Right, but I will say that was the same cost as the Ninja 400. They left it the same, so
they have
again,
to. This
the
is
base
why
model, yeah.
CFMOTO is awesome. If you like them or not, is whatever. But the fact that these other companies are like, oh shit, like we can't just charge for bikes. It's hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
And this is what I've been saying, dude. That's what I've been saying.
I think we're kind of just in an age, not just in motorcycles, but in general. But I think even to what you said earlier about how Honda's kind of like picking things up a little bit as far as the performance, that companies now can't just rely on reputation. People now and the consumers are more likely to say, okay, you've got a name that's been out there, but this product is looking good. So you got to compete with that now. Your history's great. What are you doing for me now?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's
worse.
a mix of a million things, but the fact that it's all happening at the same time, like it could be the new market that's coming in is, people that are not as invested in names. And it could also be a mix of you have a player in the space whose marketing strategy is to just offer good bikes at good prices, to get their name out there. I don't know if it's a mix of all of those things together, but it's been fascinating to watch because bikes were getting so expensive. And like, obviously I'm privileged and I get to do like a lot of shit with these bikes, but like when it comes to owning bikes, like I can't afford that kind of shit. You know what I mean? I own a GS, but bro, I ain't got $30,000 for a motorcycle. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I would not be on a Versus 1000 if I had to pay full retail price on that thing. So,
yeah, like dude, which prices are nuts.
Which, by the way, what we talked about last time when I was by myself, there has not been a 2024 model of the Versus 1000.
Really?
What does that say to you if there's not been a 2024 model of the 1000? What's your read
that
on
would
that?
make me feel like they're getting rid of the Versus 1000, right?
Well, was the worst case scenario, but they're actually doing what I hoped they would do and that we had mentioned before and did what the Tracer 9 did when it took a year off. Remember, we didn't have a 2023 model year for the Tracer 9. But filings in Australia say there's going to be a Versus 1100.
Okay. So they're going to take it back to the drawing board, fix some stuff, and bring it back.
I think it's just the generational refresh. Every 4 to 6 years, I think it's going to have the radar, adaptive cruise, and all that stuff added.
Yeah, so, I feel like, for their big touring bike, it kind of needs to.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's the Daytona.
Radar touring or radar cruises, which is awesome, is becoming the like, hey, your big touring model has to have that. So
has to have it. So here's the Daytona 660 sitting at just north of 9,000 as well.
Which is a great price for that bike. I will say Triumph is doing a really good job with that whole line. The Trident 660, the Tiger 660, which shouldn't be called a Tiger, but whatever, and the Daytona 660. Like, those are all good bikes at good prices, which is not typical Triumph. You know, typically Triumph is like, hey, you get a great bike, but you're going to pay for that great bike. So I do appreciate that Triumph is doing what they're doing with that model line.
Yeah, it seems like maybe next year you and Dooley are going to have to grab one of these guys and the 675 and do a
That
little
would
side
be
by
an
side.
interesting video, especially if me and Dooley could take them to AMP and do like a, because like we could ride them together. And obviously Dooley's a way better rider than I am, but it would be cool to have them both on the track at the same time. And then we each do a session with one bike and then we swap. Like that would be cool.
Yeah. I mean, I think this is definitely going to get some attention. I mean, CFMOTO has been getting a lot of attention. The thing is you want to have your name out there, whether it's good or bad sometimes.
Yep.
And you hear a lot of the negativity about CFMOTO and, oh, it's Chinese company,
All the
whatever,
Chinese
and
shit,
that whole stigma. But I think people are saying that because they feel like they should, just because it's Chinese. Yeah,
there's a lot of
they're
little
always
herd
watching
mentality
it.
stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're always watching it.
So
So it just tells you that they're just regurgitating kind of old stuff. But
yeah,
I mean,
you
I
noticed about a few things on the motorcycle space. There's a giant group of people that, you know, they'll hear one person say one thing and then that is just in their brain facts and nothing you say changes. So or changes their mentality. So yeah, you have to look out for people like that and not waste your time on having that convo.
Yeah. I mean, it will. I'm still kind of in the camp to see how these do long term. You know, like I said, with the consistency of models earlier, you know, they were changing things up. I do want to see how they do in the long run, but they're not making any bad steps and it's holding up and there's a lot of excitement and great marketing. So,
dude, I'm about to I don't think it might be next week. I'm filming the 1,000 mile review on the 450. Like, I've now put 1,000 miles on that bike, and I have enjoyed the shit out of every one of them. Like, I will legitimately be upset when it goes away. You know what I mean?
You're just now to 1,000 miles on that?
Bro, I got 8 bikes in the garage.
I know. I guess, yeah, that's just.
Trust me, if I had one, dude, I rode 8 hours yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, I'm putting the miles in. It's just when you spread them out on all the bikes, it goes to nothing. The fact that I have 1,000 miles on a bike that has not been a long-term loan or something,
right?
It's fascinating to me.
I don't know. That's just it's just funny because I'm thinking about, like, on my bike, I'm like, okay, when I get back from SmortCon, then I need to probably look at doing the 15,000 mile service on it. And I've had it for like just under 2 years. So,
well, yeah, I mean, like, I should track how many miles I do a year, like, through all the bikes, but it would be so complicated. I'd always have to remember to like turn the app on or something. Dude, that would not be fun.
that would
but at least that way I could be like, look, I promise I ride.
Still got the stock tires on that MT10 that you bought. No, you don't. I know it's been swapped, but
I literally, dude. So when I went yesterday, I went out to film the tire review for the Conti Road Attack 4s, and I've put on the bike, the tires that I have on there right now, I've put 1,000 miles on.
Okay.
Yeah. So the MT10's been getting some good running in lately. So and then we had those tires on when we did the Buell track review. So Dolly shredded a pair.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's say, I mean, I don't know what else you want to look at on this. Any other
I mean, I feel like I've seen everything I need to see. I got my power numbers. We know it's a triple. It'll be fun to ride. I think the best engine CFMOTO's made is their 450. You know, the 800. The 800 engine has some oddities, both in the 800 NK and my Ibex did, but that wasn't a CFMOTO engine. That was a KTM engine. The 450 engine was literally designed by CFMOTO for CFMOTO bikes, and
Mhm.
I think it's one of the best engines that I've experienced. But I'm fascinated to see what a 675 is going to feel like if it's going to be one of theirs type thing.
So let's do a little hypothetical path to upgrade. Who is getting this bike, and like what is their upgrade? Like they're moving from what bike to this one?
I mean, if you stay in the class, then it's, they start out with a 450, which is definitely manageable to start off
Mhm.
on. It's a little more powerful than you probably need to, but it's manageable. This would be for the person that gets the 450 and they really enjoy the sport side of riding the 450. This would be where they go.
Yeah, the 450 is at 5,700,
Uh huh.
and this is 8,000. So 2,300 more.
Yeah, and it's
That's not
1,100
bad.
difference in the 300.
Yeah. Yeah, with that, it almost seems like just skip the 300, and I don't know.
That's what,
But
dude. That was a conversation I had with the versus video, the 450 versus the 300. There's some people that the 300 is definitely for, like 100%,
yeah,
but the vast majority need to just go to the 450.
yeah, especially when you think American highways and
Yep,
for our roads. But
100%.
um, let's just click through here. Well, there it is. The Ibex 450, $6,500.
I know. I'm so excited for that thing. I haven't got to ride it yet because of all the stuff that's happened, but man,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
There's their new CLC.
Thing's
So
cool. I
that's
love
the
the engine,
450.
but I that's not a bike for me. But yeah,
And then the Papio,
right.
and their little electric dirt bike. So,
Which is hilarious.
oh man, they're doing some interesting things.
Yeah, I'm so stoked for this. It's gonna kill my back, but like I'll deal with that.
Yeah, they've consolidated the Ibex 800 because last year they had the S and the T versions, and now they have the
Mm-hmm.
E. I guess that's for everything. They
Explorer.
just put it all
No,
together.
that's the Explorer model that everybody got and across the other like sectors of the world. So
Oh, the
now we're
Explorer.
getting the Ibex Explorer model, which is really what the Ibex should have been. Nobody's getting a that size bike and not wanting the nice stuff to go with it.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. They're doing really good stuff. Pat was showing me all this stuff. We have a lot of footage. It's just not prepared, so we can't show any of it to you guys.
Right.
But yeah, Pat looked at all these in detail, got to play with the menus and stuff, and they're impressive.
Yeah,
And that's for the price considered.
it will be interesting to see ultimately how it's adopted. And I mean, I don't know how quickly we could get like sales figures, but just to see
Yeah, it'll be
how
interesting
quickly
because, like, CFMOTO is the type of people that, like, the type of company where if it comes out and it does good, then they lock that thing in. You know what I mean? Like all the 450s, and it'll be interesting to see because, like, if everybody wanted a Daytona 675 and Triumph didn't give it to them, then here's a 675. You know what I mean? So this is kind of one of those, and it's cheap as shit. But $8,000 is not a cheap amount of money, but it's very cost effective. Yeah, comparatively. So this is a put up or shut up type situation for all the guys that are like, the 660's it's slower than the 675. It's like, cool, get one of these and enjoy yourself. And you're welcome for saving $4,000.
Right.
If not more than that. It might be 5. You know what I mean? Because what's a street triple cost?
Street triple. Where's that guy?
Because a Daytona 660 would have cost more than a street triple.
Street triple is 10.5.
10.5. So yeah, Daytona would at least be 11.5. So 12 grand. Difference is $4,000. So you get your 675 and you save $4,000. So have fun and enjoy.
So a question for you, maybe the chat: do you get this over a Daytona? Do you get this over an R7? Or You know.
So a question like that is really hard to answer until you ride it, because a bike like that, the riding characteristics are literally going to be everything. And
Yes, that's true.
so those other bikes, the R7, the Daytona 660, like there's no denying that those are all boiled down super sports. They've boiled the super out of the sport and turned them into sport. Like they're more upright. They're not going to be as capable on a track. Whereas this didn't boil down anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's ready
they were
for the
literally
track
just like,
100%.
let's just make a track. Let's make a super sport like super sports used to come out. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting. It'll be super interesting. And
What
for the price, it just makes motorcycling more approachable. Whatever bike you want to start on, whatever type of riding you want to ride, like making them more cost effective means more people can afford to do it, which means more people ride. So I fucking love it.
Absolutely. Do you think it's kind of a sign of the times of where maybe the super sports have kind of faded out because people want something that's more practical for daily use? And then now this is
100%. Yeah.
kind of the pendulum is swinging back where people are like, "You know what? We've had our casual bikes that have been, muted a little bit. We want something that we can take to the track and rip on." Do you think this is
I
CF
don't
Moto's
I don't
answer
think
to that?
so. Like there's so many people that say they want super sport bikes because they want to look cool while they ride it, and then they ride it
Mhm.
for 6 months, and the riding experience that they all do, which is street riding, the vast majority of them do not take them to the track. And riding these things on the street is not an enjoyable experience. You're
Right.
you're in a compromised position because you're having to stop and go and stop and go. You're not in a position that's comfortable to ride for long periods of time, so you can't tour. The only time a super sport is good is when it's on a track and it's being ridden rough. Like you're
Mhm.
really going into it. That's the only time that bike makes sense. And if you've ever done a track day and you're on a super sport, you know for a fact like your first track day on a super sport, you is the first time you realize why that bike is made like it is. That is the first time it clicks in your brain. Because I had super sports for years before I did a track day. And when I did a track day, I was like, this is why this bike sucks everywhere. It is
Right.
a it is a tool for literally one job. And it's one of those tools that sucks everywhere. Um,
But it's
which is why I
really
think
good at one
ADV bikes
specific
are,
thing.
yeah, it's so
Yeah.
fantastic at one specific thing. So if you do a lot of track days, this bike will be fantastic. If you
Mhm.
want to be a fancy street Rossi boy, this bike will be fantastic. I think the vast majority of people want a compromise and they want a bike that's capable of fun riding, but it doesn't have to be this track weapon, but still get a lot of the cool looks. Because a lot of people buy super sports because they're the best looking bikes, obviously personal
Yeah.
opinions and all, but they generally look the fastest and they look the most aggressive. And that's what people want. They want these aggressive bikes. And then they get that aggressive body position and they're like, oh shit, I didn't want that. You know what I mean? I wanted something I could ride more. And that's why you see super sports dying off, because people are like, they look cool, but shit, like they kind of suck to ride everywhere other than a track. And that's
Right.
why you have this resurgence of the sport category. The R7's the R7's the sportiest of that group, I feel like.
Yeah.
But the Daytona
Agreed.
is a super comfortable bike. Like you could ride that Daytona all day long and you're totally
Hmm.
fine. You know what I
That'd
mean?
be
It's
interesting.
not, yeah. I
I
would
re
this versus a 660 a Daytona would be very polarizing. I think I would put money on that.
kind of more of an apples and oranges type of thing,
Yep,
just because
100%.
of what
I
they're
I think especially if you took two guys that like know how to ride super sports, like if me and Dooley got on a track, I would almost guarantee you, if my assumptions are correct, whoever was on the 675 would like lead what they're doing, because the Daytona 660 is not as a sporty bike as a
Mhm.
as the 675. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it would be hard to keep up. Like if you did lap time for lap time, I bet you could do same tires, same everything. Ooh, I bet you I could get Continental to send out the identical set of tires for both bikes. So as long as CFMOTO and Triumph were okay with us putting the same tires on, uh, and that way it'd be totally equal. Huh.
Got
Definitely
something
a
to look forward
2025
to.
video for sure. Dooley, stay on my ass about that. That would be a fun video to do.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on this? How do you think CFMOTO did with this bike? Like
Dude,
a 1 to 10, what would you give them?
Assuming that it rides as well as the 450, which is my closest, comp that I have for this bike.
Sure.
If it rides as good as the 450 and it cost $8,000, fucking 9.5 out of 10 given space just because I feel like I should give space.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it's always a little different once you're on it and actually see it, but on paper.
Yeah, this is on this.
They seem like they did pretty well. So
yeah, this is going to be fun. I am very looking forward to this as a first ride. We don't have dates. We haven't been told if we're going to get one of these as a loan.
Yeah.
CFMOTO's been really good to us, so I would imagine we'll get one at some point. I don't know when they're going to be, commercially available. I think CFMOTO does their model year is the end of the year. So there is a chance we could get a first ride out on this by this year if they get it to us. I know they told me September for an Ibex 450. So we'll have to see. I don't know if this is in that kind of group of bikes. I think I can say that. Hopefully I can.
Disregard what you heard in the last 30 seconds.
We float information around.
You would hope that at some point you could get a 450 Ibex.
Yeah. I just threw September out for no reason.
Maybe September of 2025.
Oh my God, that'd be terrible. I would be so behind the Q group. I don't know.
Well, anyway, guess what we're going to do now?
Ghost tip of the week. I did not forget that. My favorite time of the week. Finally, time for the ghost tip of the week.
I gotta find it here for you.
That was great. Ghost tip of the week. This is sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels over on Instagram, of course. Speaking of tips, I love that I don't have to say anything, and it says everything that in my head I want to say. Ghost of the Week, sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels over on Instagram. Make sure to follow him. If you have a gap in your resume, remember, no one can prove that you weren't a regional manager at Radio Shack. Whoa, what a tip. Dude, I'd put CEO, or well, maybe not CEO because that guy's probably, yeah. So you got to be careful about how high up the chain you go.
That's right.
But
assistant to the regional manager.
Assistant to the regional manager of Radio Shack. That Circuit City would be a good one to put on there.
Didn't Sears, aren't they wiped out now? I don't know.
Hey, soon you can put gas. I mean, whatever company ends up going away.
Blockbuster. Man, there's a few options out there.
Dude, you got tons of options. You got tons of categories of companies you can just mooch off and let them know that, oh, yeah, I was totally the regional manager of sales and marketing, CEO stuff. Corporate, am I right?
Man, Radio Shack back in the day when it was just like, I don't know. When I was kind of getting into like audio video stuff and like trying to wire things up, like, oh, they have that at Radio Shack, and I was
Circuit City was my
AV
place.
cables.
That was we didn't like because it was a small South Church town, so like the biggest electronic place was Circuit City. So it's like if you wanted to do like computer stuff, like, oh man, you're going to Circuit City and checking stuff out.
I remember when Circuit City was like, they were like liquidation sale everywhere. They were just like, yeah, we're done. And I was like, oh, maybe we can get a few items, and got like a wireless keyboard and mouse for like $3.99, like $3.99, because they were just like, just take it, please.
It's like, can you just pay the tax on us owning this, and then we're good. We'll just call it good there.
We're out of here.
Right.
Oh man. Hey, we made it.
We did. Good job, us. Pats on
made
backs.
it.
No pats on backs.
No Pat. When is Pat coming back?
I talked to him a minute ago. I think officially finishes his trip on Saturday, and then he's trying to fly back early Sunday, but he has a flight currently from Monday. So he'll be back early next week, and then he's off to another place of the following week.
Wow.
He's
Just
on
keeping him
travel
busy.
mode. Yeah, he's got one more big trip after this, and then he gets to take a big breath.
That's cool, though.
Yeah.
Is that a trip for the C2 Dub Media, or is he just taking a
No, yeah.
vacation?
It's a press launch. It's actually another Royal Enfield press launch, but I don't know
Wow.
what I can say about that one, so I will leave it at there is a press launch happening for Royal Enfield, and we, from what I understand, we got the only influencer spot that they had.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's a foreign one. So I won't say anything else just in case. Yeah.
Interesting.
I actually don't know what the bike is, so I'm solid there.
Interesting.
I don't even have the info to say.
Well, no, I mean, good on Royal Enfield to kind of really start stepping into that space as well.
Dude, I love getting to watch how companies like enter the space, because I feel like I know enough people to where like buddies will tell me that they're getting to do this or that. So it's always fun to watch what companies are starting to take the space seriously.
Now, did it seem like Yamaha was kind of the first one just because of the proximity of their HQ to you? And then
no, Triumph. Triumph was the first company to
Triumph?
give me a loaner bike.
Okay.
Yeah, the
And
first
then
loaner
Yamaha was
bike I
pretty
ever
close.
got. Yeah. Yamaha was close. Triumph gave me a speed triple for a 1 month loan. That was I'm pretty sure that was the first loaner bike I ever got. So Triumph's always got a fun little spot in my brain of, the first company to be like, yeah, let's do this, give a YouTuber a bike for a little while. I don't remember what the first press launch I went on was, though. I'd have to look up that. Yamaha might have been the first press launch.
And then Honda more recently has been engaging with.
Honda's been the recent guy. Yeah, we our relationship with Honda locally has been good, but it really took off this year, which is unfortunate because this year's been crazy busy. So it's one of those situations like right now, I can get any Honda I want in my garage, but my garage has been so full since because these 1 month loans, like we planned those out like a year out if we can.
Sure.
So by the time the relationship got good with Honda, because they have a local spot here and they have the full fleet here. So it was just one of those unfortunate times where it's like that relationship takes off and it's like, okay, cool. So about 2025, like what's up with that? Because I can only house so many bikes, but yeah, they've been inviting us out. Like I got to go out to the E-Clutch launch, which is really cool. They sent Dooley and Patrick out to their Honda Grom Palooza thing.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so it seems like we're going to be doing more stuff with Honda. So we're getting a fuller picture. You know what I mean?
If
like
they do a Ruckus event, let me know.
I got you, fam. You will be the guy. You'll be the correspondent for sure.
Nice. All right. Well, I guess we'll just that's it for now. I got no outro.
What an outro. Well, I guess that you should have done this. Well, I guess that's it, and just fucking cut it. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, off to SmortCon next week. We'll see if we get a SmortCon remote.
So watch out for a community post then,
or just something randomly to pop up on a Thursday night
time. Which is probably more along the lines of
which is why you should subscribe. Also, go check out the audio podcast versions. Trying to get that back up, so just go download them and promote them and stuff. So trying to get that up and running really good too.
Download them and just put them on as you drive to work and just listen to our beautiful voices.
So otherwise, we will come back, I guess, on what is that, the 19th?
I don't even have a calendar in front of me. I don't know anything anymore.
2 weeks from now. What What are you feeling for 2 weeks? Was it about time for a path to upgrade?
I feel
Or-
like it's either got to be a path to upgrade or
Or
we need a. Well, I guess even if we did a path to upgrade, we could still do like a quick montage of SmortCon and get an idea of what went
Yeah.
down.
yeah,
we can
I'll
do
have
that.
to see, what is archived and put together and things like that. But
Right.
yeah, we can
Yeah,
do something
it's
like
been a
that.
while
Or
since
if
path to upgrade.
if you've got some stuff from Pat from all his Royal Enfield events, maybe that might be something
Oh
interesting.
my God, dude, he's our official Royal Enfield correspondent at this point. He's been to every Royal Enfield press launch.
Oh, Royal Patfield.
Royal Patfield, yes, Royal Patfield.
All right, gang, we're going to cut out. Thanks for joining. And I guess we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. First Strike coming out tomorrow. First Strike Friday. Let's go. It's got a special thing that happened too. Ooh.
That was a special thing that happened.